Triplets born, the throne awaits, a sweeter wards of a deadly fate. Give up your children, separate, bide your time, lie and wait. Sonic Underground, Sonic Underground. They made a vow, their mother will be found. The children grow, learn what's right. Leaders of the freedom fight, they seek their mother. She knows they do. Is it time? If she only knew, will the prophecy come true? Sonic Underground, Sonic Underground. I long for my children, but I have to wait. To act too soon could seal their fate. They made a vow, their mother will be found. Sonic Underground. That took way too much energy out of me, holy shit.
You need to take a nap now? You good?
Maybe. I'm fine, it's okay.
Oh, hell yeah. Alright, hello everybody. My name's Salamander.
Hi, I'm Maddie.
Yeah, and today, as you probably heard, we're talking about Sonic.
Sonic.
And you know,
Sonic.
A lot of people probably, maybe they do know, maybe they don't. How does Sonic apply to visual novels? Well, that's a good question.
Oh boy, how do they, Renella?
Well, we have a wide array of different visual novels that we have played, and we will be talking about them for your listening pleasure so you don't have to look at the obscene visuals that we have endured over the past 2 years of our friendship.
Some of them are okay, and one is so awful.
Yeah,
that
it's gross. It's awful, but we're gonna talk about it because
we debated putting it in or not, but then we thought we have to, right? Like, we have to.
Yes. So we have 6 different ones that we've personally played, but there are more out there. Specifically, we're not going to be talking about Sonic Key Quest because I know it's popular. It's probably one of the more popular normal Sonic visual novels, but honestly, I couldn't figure out what to do, and I didn't look up a guide. So there's that. I'm also very bad at them. One of them, I didn't get any of the good endings.
Hi, Sushi. She's climbing on me now.
Sushi is Maddie's cat.
Yeah, I have a kitten now. If you hear jingly noises, it's because I'm trying to distract her from eating my fucking cords.
She's just disappointed.
She desires power.
She does. So does Crosby, which is DJ's dog. Nobody knows who DJ is yet. We'll have the furry episode.
Someday they will.
Alright, shall we begin on Sonic the Douchehog? I will say, the note for this one was unfinished, but Shadow kidnapped Tails and Knuckles, I think.
I think it was just Tails. I think Knuckles just got, like, a roundhouse kick to the face or something like that.
Yeah, I think maybe, like, it was, like, I think Sonic and Knuckles both went to the basement where Shadow was, like, holding Tails for whatever reason.
Sonic, what the fuck?
Yeah, pretty much. So I think that one was just really incomplete. I don't have as much to say about it, which is why
it had to be a joke, right? Like, there's no way that was serious,
It was
right?
not serious.
Because it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, we were,
and it was the gift that kept giving. But it was funny. Too bad it, like, was unfinished and, like, a lot of routes just didn't work.
A lot of times it would, like, go into loops, and it would just, like, start looping in on itself because certain options didn't work. Because, again, it was unfinished. So you tried to do one particular, like, path, and it just... Nope. It either
told you it was unfinished, or it would loop back to what you had before. So it was like if you downloaded a dating sim and only one route was finished, and all of the options, like, don't matter because it always puts you in the same path anyways. It's one of those.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a little bit sad because I was having a good time with it. I think that was the one where there was, like, just like an echidna with, like, shoes pasted onto it for Knuckles.
Yeah, it was a picture of a real echidna with shoes on it to be Knuckles.
I mean, creative liberty. And you know what? I
love
agree.
I love it when they do shit like that. It's one of the best things ever.
It's just really funny. But honestly, again, it was so short. That's really all we, like, at least for me, that's all I have to say about it.
I think at most it took us like 30 minutes. It didn't take us very long to get through all of it.
Yeah, it was, it really
also, I was really tired when we read that one.
Yeah, I honestly forgot about it. I haven't even uninstalled it yet. Just
you had to remind me of it because I didn't remember.
Yeah, I only remembered because it's called Sonic the Douchehog, which is an amazing name. Amazing name. It's really funny.
He was a douchehog, though. Let's be fair.
He was.
He was a huge douchehog.
Didn't, like, Tails... I don't remember. Didn't Tails,
Yes, Rinoa.
exist? Breathe?
Yes, he did.
Alright. Would you like to talk about this Shadow the Hedgehog dating simulator now?
What the fuck? Okay, Shadow the Hedgehog dating simulator, the note that she put under it was, only Rin and Maddie played this one. You could raise Chow or be a lesbian with Rouge. It had Zac Efron in it. Yeah. Yes, it did have Zac Efron as a character. Okay, so yeah, the plot of this one, I remember it. It was like, okay, Shadow wanted a girlfriend, or he just wanted like a human mate because Sonic had one. He was like, I can be cool too. So he asks you, if you can help him find a mate. And there's an option where you can like go to a school, like an anime school, and then there he is, Zac Efron in all his glory, and you can just have them date each other, I guess. Yeah. That was a bad ending though, because you're supposed to date him. So
yeah, it was probably the most normal and, like, structured of all of them. It was the most like a dating sim.
The only funny thing, really, was the fact that Zac Efron was in it. The rest of it was, like, very anime.
Yeah, but you could also raise a Chow, and that was fun.
And that was the best ending, clearly.
Yeah, like, screw Shadow, I don't care.
Also, it's very specific about, like, what Shadow likes. And if you don't pick the correct option, it was just like, no, you did bad. You did a bad thing.
Shadow doesn't like you. You're just friends. He married Sonic.
There's only one route where everything was okay.
Yeah, and you know,
and also Shadow cries or something. I don't know.
He cries, and then you also go to a cafe where it starts raining inside, and that was cool.
And then you bring up Maria like a dumb bitch.
Yeah, and then you can insult his game.
Yeah.
You can just be like, yeah, Shadow the Hedgehog.
Shadow the Hedgehog's a shitty fucking game. It's the worst game. Like, why would anyone like that? Then you look over at Shadow and you're like, oh, fuck. Because he's like crying or something. He's like, I don't know.
You think my game is bad?
You didn't like my game?
Yeah. Like, I think what they wrote him to be like, yeah, haha, it's bad, and then you can see him, like, crying on the inside.
That's the thing with, like, a lot of these, like, Shadow, like, anything. They don't write him correctly. Like, they always try to write him for, like, their agenda, and this specific agenda was Shadow being, like, a tsundere.
Yeah. But we have to acknowledge the best part was when you get on his motorcycle and his theme started playing, and we both stopped to just take it in and sing with it.
Of course. I mean, what else do you do with your friends, am I right, ladies?
It was so funny. It's just all of a sudden... Honestly, out of all of them...
Oh, hail, Shadow, heroes rise again. Sorry.
It's okay. Out of all of them, except the trilogy, it's probably my favorite, just because, I
love the trilogy.
The trilogy is
perfect. We'll get to that.
We'll get to the trilogy. We're saving the best for last. Actually, no,
Indeed.
The worst for last. The second last.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, anyways. Sonic Sim Date. This was from DeviantArt.
Oh, yeah.
And I played it, my note was might have mostly just been Rin playing, not much in anyways.
I watched her play while talking to somebody else in the call, so...
Yeah, so it was like a group of us, I think. I don't know if it was just you and one other person.
I think the only other person there was Jacob.
I vaguely remember him, like, commenting from time to time, but it was pretty basic. And...
Was that the one where I, like, made the joke that made Jacob laugh his ass off because I said something that he didn't expect me to say?
I don't remember.
I said something like Knuckles is straight boosted or something like that. And Jacob never, like, because I don't say shit like that, I just don't. So he was caught off guard, and for a really long time he just couldn't breathe, and I was kind of confused because it wasn't that funny.
No, it was really funny. I remember that now. Yeah. I think the main thing was just, like, it was a very normal dating sim, and it had, like, a bunch of different options, but none of them worked. You could only pick, like, one female character to do, and then you could do Sonic as to romance, and then you could pick a guy. I think it was, like, you could pick Tails and Sonic, and then you could do, like, Amy and
it's kind of like, it was kind of like if you were to make a dating sim and have, like, all these characters, but the character that you choose, well, the creator only ships them with these characters, and I don't ship them with these characters, so I'm not gonna write one for them. That's what it was, basically.
I feel like it was more just, like, it wasn't finished, but that's how it felt, because it was just unfinished, like, you didn't
A lot of these are kind of unfinished, that's the thing. And by unfinished... The trilogy was meant to be finished. There was a story to be told. So, yeah, a lot of them I think are unfinished, and by unfinished, I mean will never be finished. Because, I don't know, I feel like if you write one of these, you're at a certain age.
Yeah, and, like, a lot of these are older. I
mean, it was on DeviantArt. I mean, who uses DeviantArt anymore?
Me. That one, though, was, I think, 2014 to 2016. So it was already pretty, like, old, so the chances...
Yeah, that's still kind of late in the game when it comes to DeviantArt stuff, though.
Yeah.
Still, though.
It could have been older. Honestly, I didn't check before we started recording. I just know that, I mean, a couple of these were on fucking Newgrounds. So there's that.
The trilogy.
The trilogy was like 2012, I think. I could be wrong.
Remember that one, like, Final Fantasy Sonic thing?
Yeah, that one was really weird. And I was like, you know what? I played Final Fantasy, and I don't know what to do. So, and Maddie, maybe you'd have an easier time, because you've probably played more Final Fantasies, just in bulk, than I have, but you played the shorter ones. But still,
I'm not gonna sit through something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fucking, like, what, did the boss have like, over, like, 100,000
Yeah,
HP?
it had really high HP, and I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do to beat it. So I gave up really, really quickly.
And it was the first fight of the game, like, what the hell?
Yeah. And then, there was also that one where it was just, like, Sonic avatars, where you just kind of, like, switched between the assets, I guess. I don't know what the word would be. It was not good, to be frank.
No.
It was bad. But
I used to play it when I was younger.
Oh. Well, that's not as bad as Macrosonic Dating Sim.
Nice segue.
Thanks. My note. Would you like to read it, Maddie?
Yeah, you could fuck the male characters too. The bad ending was the girl getting huge and stepping on you. Also, it's the one that Rin kept fucking up on.
Alright, so here's my case. It was kind of like a long-form game. You had 100 days to romance one of the girls, and you had a pretty decent range of options. You could do Sonia, which, if you're playing as Sonic, that's your sister. Amy, Blaze? She was always on the beach.
Sally and Takal were in there too.
Yeah, I think those were the 5 girls.
You kept trying to go after Takal. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and then she stepped on me. But then there was you could do any of the male characters that you could play as, and you could only play as Sonic, Tails, or Mighty? Yeah, Mighty. But you could also talk to Knuckles. And Shadow and Rouge would both pop up and give you, like, a quiz to get a Chaos Emerald that you could give to the girls. It was just like...
I wanna fuck Rouge.
Yeah, they didn't put her in. It was kind of upsetting. Of all of the characters, I feel like, isn't she, like, the oldest anyway? So all these other characters
the oldest,
are, like,
and she's
underage.
the one that, like, she's the one that everyone's into because boobies. I mean, I don't understand why they would put in Sonia over Rouge. That's really weird.
Sonia was a bitch.
Yeah, she was.
Not, like, in the show, like, not in Sonic Underground. I mean, she probably was in that, too. It's been a while. But in that specific one, her and Sally would just... like, they'd be so mean to you until, like, you finally gave them enough items, until you gave them enough Chaos Dolls or whatever, and enough rings, and then they'd be like, okay, I accept you now. It's like, shut up. You're fine. You're tolerable. So, yeah, that
Fine, I'll let you put your penis in my mouth.
Ugh. It just kind of reminds me of, like, those scenes, and it's just, they're gross, and it looks like it was made
The
like,
art style was awful.
It's like MS Paint.
It was so bad.
It's MS Paint. I don't know how else to
The
put
sex
it.
scenes were just gross. Every time you were about to do it, you, like, yelled at us because after a while we stopped paying attention because you kept fucking up.
It wasn't even because I kept fucking up. It was just, it's such a long game. It takes so long to get to the end.
So yeah, we started zoning out, and I think, yeah, we were talking about Macross while you were playing that, I think. Yeah, me and Jacob were talking about Macross and how epic it is, and then you're like, guys, wait, hold on, I'm about to fuck them, and then we'd watch and we'd go like, oh god, why?
And I would just keep clicking on, like, the grossest options, and
then we'd go right back to talking about Macross.
Yeah. I don't know why
yeah,
you with me.
So yeah, Macross Sonic dating sim,
Makes
you
you
know,
want to
just
talk about
makes
Macross.
Macross. Yeah. Fun fact, Macross is literally macro or the big, so that's very ironic.
Oh.
Yeah.
That made me upset. I don't want you to
sorry.
take it back.
I'll never take it back.
Rude. What else was I gonna... Oh, yeah. The reason why I kept failing is because you had to, like, remember something. I think it was, like, the first day you gave them a Chaos Emerald or something.
I think you had to remember the date, like, the date of your first date. And...
yeah.
Okay, imagine if you had to, like, to win Princess Maker 2, like, because you've been playing it recently, Rin.
Yeah.
Let's say, to win Princess Maker 2, you need to memorize the date that you won the first festival. That is what you have to do to win. Like that.
Even that might be easier as long as you could remember the year and you knew what month it was in. And it's in October, so it would be easier in that, because that's 100 whole days. Individual days that you'd have to remember what day. And it's like, I didn't know that you had to do that the first time, so I didn't write it down, so I got the bad ending, and then I forgot the second time, so I got another one. They stepped on me.
No, you didn't forget the second time. No, you were, like, mentioning, like, okay, I gotta remember this so I could get the good ending. And then you forgot halfway through. And then I was like, hey, Rin, do you remember what the day was? And you just paused for a second, and you responded with, no.
But I was already determined because they finally liked me, and I just wanted to keep messing around, so I just kept going, and they stepped on me again. But it was a different one. That one was Sally.
You forgot the undressing game, by the way, in this list. Just thought I'd mention that. Remember the Pac-Man Is that the one you're talking about? No, I mean the Pac-Man undressing game, not the dress-up game.
I forgot about that too. Oh my goodness.
Do you want to talk about it right now, Rid, before we get to the trilogy?
Yes. Okay, so that game was impossible.
Yes, it was.
Like, I'm, like, offended that it exists and is that unbelievably hard. It's like, move the mouse, and it follows the mouse, and you have to avoid, like, this little black ball, wasn't it?
I think it was Pac-Man. Pretty sure it looked like Pac-Man.
It was like a Pac-Man thing. It was like Pac-Man was trying to eat my mouse, and I'm just like, their clothes were puzzle pieces, so like when you touched them, they'd fly off. But sometimes it didn't work, so you'd have to go over it a couple of times because like it's a shitty Flash game. Like, what can you expect? But like, it went so fast. You had no time to do it, and I remember just like getting so frustrated and being like, "How? I'm on level 1."
But you were so determined to get Sally's clothes off. So determined.
I was so angry, Maddie. I don't know how to tell you how angry I was or how to quantify it to you. That I was just absolutely furious because it was so hard. And again, there were like 3 levels, and I was like, okay, I want to do all 3 levels because I want to see the art, obviously, because like I love that. Shouldn't have said that anyway. But I was like,
don't lie. You just wanted to see cartoon characters naked. Don't lie.
Okay, fine, but I promise it's not usually cartoon hedgehogs. Anyway, it was so hard. It was impossible. And then I found an easy mode, and I felt like really defeated because I had been trying for like 15 minutes to just do it normally. But then I was like, fine.
You think she's lying, but she really did try for 15 minutes. I was there.
and the whole time I was just screaming because I got so
angry.
I was so mad. Like, I don't think I've ever been that hot and angry over, like, a Flash game.
A fucking Newgrounds Flash game where you undress Sonic characters.
Ugh. God. I'm still mad that they, like, the difficulty curve is way too high for what it is. And it was easy with the first level! The first level! It was impossible! I don't even think a pro gamer could do it.
Pro gamer skills.
Like, I'm an amateur, don't get me wrong, I'm not good at video games. But man! Like, it wasn't for lack of trying. It wasn't because, like, I didn't want it. I clearly did, if I was trying for
really wanted it. Like, I don't think I've ever seen you want something more than that. At that point, it was like a sense of pride. It wasn't even I want to see them naked. No, it was like a sense of, I need to do this to prove that I can, but you couldn't.
The thing is, I also remember them having like 2 levels, where the first thing is you'd get their top clothing off, and then you'd have to remove anything like under that.
Yeah,
so, like,
yeah, you had to remove like Amy's dress, and then you had to remove her underwear.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
You know, I think in the end,
Amy's 12.
Oh, don't remind me. I mean, at the very least, I do remember them being like drawn as adult women, I guess, like with adult bodies.
Hedgehogs.
Yeah, it's still like something that makes me feel icky. It's different when it's Sally, because I think Sally's older. I don't know if she's 18.
I assume that I assume that Sally's like the same age as Rouge, personally. Like, you know, up there, definitely.
I've never looked it up.
You know, complaining about like the age thing, it could be worse. We'll get to it.
The trilogy.
Let's talk about something good.
Yeah.
So you can introduce the trilogy. Go for it.
This is how it all started. The idea for this podcast was birthed from this particular trilogy of games. And I was on Visual Novel Database because, you know, I like to just click on random to see what's up on offer, see what I can play, see what would be fun. And, you know, you can look up keywords. So obviously, I'm like, haha, funny. I look up Sonic, and you get some stuff that's not Sonic related, and it's like, you know, something else that's like
Sonic Kami! I want that so bad, man.
Yeah, something like that. But then I see Sonic's Inflation Adventure. And I go, okay, that seems a little strange. But then under it, I see Sonic's Inflation Adventure 2. I was like so excited because it got a sequel. I was like, I have to play this now. And so we played it. We played Sonic Inflation Adventure 1.
Okay. Can I please, like, share, like, my thoughts playing this real quick?
Of course, but I do want to say that I didn't know it was a trilogy. I simply saw it on the page after we completed the first half. I was like, oh my god. There's more?
Yeah, there was more. Okay, so the game starts with, like, a really weird, like, the main character isn't Sonic. It's like a normal person in the human world, but then he gets, like, transformed into Sonic, I guess.
No,
it's really weird.
That was in the last game. That didn't happen at all until
it happened at the beginning, but it went back till that. Yeah, it happened at the very beginning. They just didn't explain it that much.
Okay. I didn't remember that.
We'll talk about it. So he goes into, like, Sonic's world, and then it turns into, like, a regular dating sim, right? And you get to, like, go after, like, any girl, I guess. I think there's, like, one girl that you can go after. So you do. And then, like, it turns into, like, a, ooh, sexy, ooh la la scene. And then it, like, slowly turns into inflation, and then she fucking dies, and then the kicker turns in, because then the game turns into fucking Ace Attorney, literally, with a court case.
The funniest thing is, I think the first one, you had the option to either pursue Amy or Rouge, and you were in the bar, right? And you could talk to Knuckles, and he was making really, like, dated references, which made me think I couldn't figure out what year the game was supposed to be in.
We thought it was, like, a completely normal, like, dating sim until the Ace Attorney shit happened, and suddenly Eggman and Sonic
are on the stand,
and they're, like, screaming at each other as to why Sonic is guilty of fucking murder.
And he was guilty.
And the writing was so funny.
It was bad, but, like, you knew they crafted it to be.
Can I please quote my favorite quote from Eggman?
Of course.
This line of reasoning is stupid. I hate you, Sonic.
Yes. It's perfect. And it gets better. Because Shadow is the judge. And, like, Shadow is, like, a normal judge at first. Like, he's just kind of annoyed because it's Sonic. Like, there's character stuff in there that you would know if you played a Sonic game or, like, watched one of the shows with Shadow in it. Like, you understand these characters' dynamics. But it's still, like, pretty normal. But then it just devolves into madness as their names stop being, like, Shadow, Sonic, and Eggman. And it goes to, like, Egg Boy, Edgehog, and, like, it's just
black shit. It was black Sonic, red Sonic, normal Sonic. Like, their names on, like, you know how in visual novels they have, like, the name and then the text box? The name started changing and devolving, and, like, they started misspelling it, and then they started naming it really stupid shit. And I think Egg Sonic was one of them.
Yeah, Egg Sonic. I think the one that made me notice was Dark Sonic. I was like, wait, guys, what's going on?
Dark Sonic.
And it just kept getting better. And then after that, the court proceedings. I'm pretty sure you were found guilty because you went to prison.
Yeah, you're found guilty because of course you fucking did. The evidence is clear and Sonic is not good at defending himself. I think like Tails was on the stand or something. And Tails is Sonic's son in this universe.
Yeah.
And then Sonic's fucking defense is like, I told you you're not supposed to go in that room. What are you, dumb?
Yeah, it was just really, like, absurd. So then he goes to prison, and Knuckles is there, and he's blue for some reason, and he's like, I went to jail because of your inflation obsession. I'm going to kill you.
I'm going to beat you dead. Prepare to die, Sonic.
He was like, I have to do workout in the corner. You're gonna die in 2 hours. Prepare. Something like that. And then you had, like, a prison breakout minigame.
And the prison breakout, and the prison, like, the ending cutscene is Sonic inflating himself so he can become a balloon to escape prison. And that's just the first one.
And it's like, I remember at that moment, I was like, this has another game.
There were 3. There was 3.
So the second one, there's a lot going on in that one too, but I actually remember only a little bit of it. Because the first game was so perfect.
It's very similar to the first game, but, like, it's just as absurd. In fact, some of it's even funnier because they really, like, dig into it.
Yeah, but it gets no less funny. It's like, sometimes when you have those jokey games and they make a sequel, it kind of just becomes like, oh, you're referencing yourself? No, that did not happen here.
It just got funnier. Like, I was just happy that there was more of it, honestly. Yeah. Like, I wasn't expecting straight Ace Attorney.
Yeah.
Which I call it that because Ace Attorney's really gay, just saying.
Understandable. Sonic's the straightest thing.
Especially Sonic Inflation Adventure. Jesus Christ, you blow up so many women. You put
3.
Little pump in vagina, pump, explode.
Basically. But, yeah. Also, you could pee on Rouge in the first one. I forgot to mention that. But that's kind of what, like, got me intrigued. Because I saw that. I was like, wait. You can
pee on Rouge?
That's why I thought it was just going to be a really weird one. I thought it was just normal. I thought somebody just made it because, like, oh, it's normal. I'm just really into Sonic characters peeing on each other.
I think once I realized that it was Ace Attorney, I just lost it. I couldn't handle it anymore. Because I wasn't expecting it. And the fact that it was just so... It was so golden. That's the best joke they could have ever put in that.
It was hysterical.
It just kept going, too. It wasn't even, like, a short joke. Like 2/3 of the game is just Ace Attorney.
Yeah. I think...
Like, Sonic's Inflation Adventure is literally Sonic Ace Attorney, and it's really funny.
Isn't the second one have something to do with, like, Sonic getting really crazy in the Sonic Underground band, and then, like, Manic gets on the stand and is like, yo,
yeah.
shit back then,
yeah,
bro.
Manic does get on the stand, and, that, I think he was, like, called Green Sonic.
Green Sonic.
Gween.
I don't remember how that one ends.
Oh, he also got called Weed Sonic. I remember that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Weed Sonic. Yeah, no, that one ends pretty much the same. You go back to prison, Knuckles gets angry at you, and then...
Didn't Knuckles become, like, a simp for Sonic for, like, a couple minutes, though? And it was really funny. Yeah.
Yes, he did, because I think you intimidate him or something, and then he's like, fuck. Shit, that's hot.
Yeah, basically. And then the third
really
one was
weird.
A trip.
The third one was really weird. So while the, like, first 2 are just, like, silly Ace Attorney, remember how I said, like, it's a guy that isn't Sonic, he just gets transported into the Sonic world.
Yeah.
And he becomes Sonic. The third one is, like, a really weird departure from that because he returns back to his, like, real body, and he goes to, like, a real job with, like, stock footage, like, people as his coworkers, and he has to, like, fight his inflation fetish because it's, like, making him hard to live his life.
And then he gets, like, an EXE disc or something, and, like, his boss is like, you can't look at that.
It was weird, because...
And then
had
didn't
nothing
it turn into
to do with
Evangelion?
Sonic. It had nothing to do with Sonic. It was just this guy at the... I don't get it.
And then the ending was just Evangelion, right? Or something like
that?
that?
Yes, the ending was literally fucking Ava. It was so weird.
It's so funny.
I think it had Ava music, too. It was really... It was out there, man.
I remember you saying at the end, you were like, you were, like, so dumbstruck because you were like, they were leading up to this! They were referencing the end from the very first one! This was planned! And it was so funny.
It was planned. It was fucking planned! The whole thing was planned!
Well, I don't know who made it. I don't know him. I assume it's a dude. I'm pretty sure the username was, like, something I would think of from a guy. But, like, hats off. Because that's genuinely, like, a masterpiece. I've never played a funnier joke game.
Best things I've ever fucking read.
The best part is I still have all the footage of our first time reading it.
Oh, I'm so glad that you do.
At some point, I'll make a compilation of just, funny moments.
You should, because Jesus fucking Christ.
It's so funny. Oh, it was so good.
It was a fucking masterpiece. I am so happy that you found that trilogy. I'm so happy we read it together. We share these memories together.
I remember, like, sitting on it and, like, waiting for you guys to, like, be ready to read it, and then nobody wanted to, and then, like, it was just me, you, and one of our other friends, and then we read it, and it was great, and it was hilarious, and then I think we read the second one together just alone.
Yes, I think so.
But Jacob came in for the third one, and he was like, I don't know why you guys are, like, raving about this. I don't understand why it's so funny. But then we went back to the first one, and he was like, oh, I understand.
and then he went to sleep before he could read the second one.
And I was sad. Did we ever read the second one with him?
No, we didn't.
Someday. We also voice acted all the characters. That's what was like really funny.
When we read these visual novels, we usually voice act for the characters because it's more fun that way.
I usually do Shadow and Knuckles. Those are the ones that I like to do.
For these I'm usually Sonic and Tails.
Amy,
my
if
Tails
she's in there.
Amy if she's there, yeah. According to like everyone I talk to, my Tails impression's spot on. And also, my Sonic impression's not very good, but I have the spirit of Sonic, because, way past cool, so...
Yeah, it's better than mine, and I can't maintain it. I think whenever Ryan's in, we get him to try and do Sonic, but since he's dyslexic, it's kind of hard, and I feel bad, like, putting him in the hot seat.
Yeah, it is difficult. We played Monster Prom, and he wanted to play Miranda, and Miranda uses really long words, so the entire time, I just had to tell him what the word was, and eventually he got so fed up, he's like, why the fuck is she using these huge words?
Oh, poor Ryan.
I felt so bad for him. I was like, I can read her for you if you want to, it's fine.
Yeah, I always kind of feel bad making him read anything out loud. Because I understand it must be, like, really, it must be really hard, but, yeah.
It's probably a little embarrassing, too, but, like, you know what, I kudos to him, honestly.
You know what, y'all make fun of me for being a midget, I can make fun of him for being dyslexic. It's a trade-off. That's a joke, okay? I'm not literally making fun of people for being dyslexic. I'm not awful, okay?
We have a lot of dyslexic
Ryan,
friends,
but it's
actually.
Fine.
We have a lot of dyslexic friends.
Do we?
Yeah.
I don't know him. I just
Chris
know Ryan.
is also dyslexic.
Well, he also has other things, like, Mormonism.
Yeah, I know.
And,
Cults.
I was in a cult, I can make jokes about it!
I wasn't. Again, if you want to scream at me, do it. No balls. You have no fucking balls. Oh boy. Are we gonna talk about the bad one now? We are stalling. We're totally stalling, so we don't need to talk about it, huh?
So the very first visual novel, Sonic related, that we played together, just me and Maddie, was Babysitting Cream. And if you don't know what Babysitting Cream is, I will unfortunately be the bearer of bad news. Because it's pretty self-explanatory. You play as Sonic, and he babysits Cream. And it doesn't go well. Not from my perspective, at least.
I watch a lot of anime, and let me tell you, I did not have a good time.
No.
And I thought I'd be used to that, like, weird lolly shit. Nothing could have prepared me for Babysitting Cream.
It was just, like, it was funny at first, when we knew what was gonna happen, but before anything really
the fucking menu screen when you, like, first start the game has, like, this fucking song. What I don't know what the song is called, but it's the one that's like, I see you turning around town with the girl I love, and I'm like, fuck you. Like, it's that song. It's that fucking song.
I'm pretty sure that's by CeeLo Green, and we all know what CeeLo Green did, so that somehow makes it better. Worse? I don't know my feelings on that specific thing. I know my feelings on Babysitting Cream in general. It's nasty.
Okay. So,
gross.
what's that one artist that we like to pick apart her art. Is it like Akai Dahlia or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have coined the way that she draws Sonic as Chad Sonic, because that's what it is. It's like big chin, big muscles, bulge, and the Sonic in Babysitting Cream isn't Chad Sonic, it's Sonic that was on drugs and has recovered and is about to relapse. That is the Sonic in Babysitting Cream.
And it'll never be okay.
It's just never okay. Bad. It just looks awful. For all of you that don't know, Cream is 6 years old, and they don't try to portray her as like older in this game at all. No, she like calls him Mr. Sonic. She says my mommy. She plays with dolls. It's not even trying to hide it. Like, I understand, like, if you try to get around it a little bit, sure, whatever. I'm still allowed to think it's gross, but hey. But that... No.
It's just... If it was any other character, it could be Rouge, it could be Amy, it could be any other character, and I would not
Cream?
have...
Why Cream? Why Cream? Why her?
Why is she the focal point? Like, you can do other stuff with other characters, which, for some reason, it's really hard to have any other interactions. Like, the entire first run of the game... cause I wanted to get with Knuckles. Cause you could. Like, I don't know how to quantify how absolutely disgusting I felt after playing it. Again, we started it, we're Sonic fans, and this is like, it's talked about a lot. Like, if you've played Sonic
funny
games,
joke. It wasn't funny once we started it. It wasn't funny once we got in the zone.
It was gross. But we were not trying to go for the Cream-centric endings. We didn't want that. We wanted to do the other characters because they're adults or, portrayed as being at least older. I wanted to do vanilla. We could go out with a bang and talk about
that Sonic dress-up game that we don't remember who made it or what it was called. Who cares? Let's do it.
It was just really funny because, like, you had the option to dress up, like, one or two OCs of theirs, and then you could dress up, I think, Amy, and then Blaze, and one other character. But then it was like, find the secret to dress up Silver! And it was like, okay. But then I couldn't find it, and I got really mad.
I remember, like, playing it when I was younger, and I was like, who are all these fucking characters? And then I realized it was this person's OCs. Like you said, like, one or two or three of her OCs. No, like, half of the roster was her fucking OCs. It was weird.
Yeah.
Like, imagine making a dress-up game and being like, oh yeah, these people are gonna want to dress up my OCs. And it was funny because all over the damn thing, it was like, don't screen record, don't trace, don't take pictures. Like...
Don't screenshot.
Don't screenshot. This is my game.
And it's like, alright, I won't. I think I actually did take a screenshot, though. Like, I didn't post it anywhere, but I think I was like, you know what? Out of spite. Click.
Click.
But, yeah.
It was weird.
It was weird, and I did spend a lot more time just playing it than I would like to admit.
Why did these exist? Why did, like, all of these Sonic weird Flash games exist?
Some of them exist to be serious, and then some of them exist to be jokes based off of the fact that serious ones do exist. And then there are some that I just don't get, because I don't know if they're serious or not.
Is Babysitting Cream serious?
Oh, for sure. That's the part that makes it gross.
I hate that. I hate it so much. That's right, there was a warning at the beginning of it that was like, don't like, don't read. No. Why? If you were an interviewer and someone told you that you fucking played Babysitting Cream, what would you do? Like, would you... Hi, Sush. She's awake. She's awake. She's awake. You want to say hello? Yeah. Okay, she meowed into the mic. No! God damn it! She's trying to suckle on my lips. No! Sushi! No!
Whoa.
No!
Well, with that, folks, I'll leave y'all to just soothe in your thoughts.
Don't masturbate. Do good things. Be good.
Read the entire book of Genesis in 5 hours.
Sushi, god damn it!